Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
A water main break this morning sends water shooting high into the air. The damage it did to cars in Durham and the work crews need to do to fix a hole in the road.
And two things to note for today. We have a heat advisory that starts at noon, triple-digit heat indices this afternoon, and a severe risk. I'll show you when the severe storms could start where you are.
And a small plane made an emergency landing on a North Carolina interstate. But what happened in the moments after that plane touched down is what left a person hurt.
Expect heavy traffic around Carter Finley Stadium tonight as NC State's football season gets started. How construction could give fans trouble on their way to the game. We all know how heavy game day traffic is, and then you add on top of that construction, just another challenge there. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. Today is going to be the hottest day of the week. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here. We're going to take the challenges out of it and just give it to you straight here this morning. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with that severe risk on the way.
Lots to talk about. We do have a level 1 risk. With level 1, it just means that there'll be a few isolated thunderstorms that could reach severe criteria with some wind damage. In this case, it's likely to be up near the Virginia line, north of Durham, and closer to, say, 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. So it's not going to happen right away. Here's lunchtime today. Nice and clear this morning. And, of course, the clear skies and the lack of cloud cover through 5 o'clock will allow our temperatures to really climb. Hottest day of the week by far, at least going forward. And then watch what happens after around 9 or 10 o'clock. Some scattered thunderstorms start to develop near the Virginia line. Those will die out closer to 1 a.m. So it's really going to stay just to the north today. Right now, skies are clear in downtown Raleigh. It is 74 and our dew point is 69. So it's a very summer feel as you're stepping out the door this morning. Heat advisory kicks in at noon. It'll feel like 105, maybe even as hot as 107 in some parts of the viewing area. And we'll see a high of 98. After that, temperatures will start to fall. I'll show you how much cooler it will be for the holiday weekend, but also how much rain we can see coming up.
All right, at 6:01, the heat is on, but the good news for you this morning, at a little after 6 o'clock in the morning, traffic is free and clear this morning. All the major routes in the triangle are delay-free this morning. I know many of you use I-540 as an alternate route. That is delay-free as well. 87 coming in from Nightdale, nothing to worry about. Similarly, in Durham and Chapel Hill, all those major routes, 15501, I-885 north and south, and the Durham Freeway, all free and clear this morning.
Ken, thanks. Breaking news, we wanted to have you take a look at this viewer video where a few hours ago, a water main broke and sent water shooting high into the air. So this happened in Durham on Old Orchard Avenue off North Roxborough Street. Nick Perlin is there now in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Nick, that geyser there not only damaged the road, but also some cars parked nearby.
That's right, Renee. A silver car was damaged because of this, and crews are still here behind me. They've been working to fix that major hole in the wall now for about 2 hours. And I want to show you this video again because it's so extraordinary. And you can see that water there just shooting up into the air, feed into there. People with Dominion Energy said it was up to the trees that were actually in this neighborhood. Now, we do know this water main broke at around 2 a.m. on Old Orchard Avenue in Durham. And again, still Dominion Energy is working to fix that hole in the road. Again, damage to some of the cars nearby. I'm going to stay on top of how long it's going to be for them to fix this and when the water will return. I'll let you know what I find out. Reporting live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
A woman who crashed into an Orange County school bus is seriously hurt and facing charges. Troopers say she was trying to pass the bus in a no passing zone when she hit it. 19 students were on board that bus at the time. The crash happened on Fawcett Mill Road in Hillsborough about 3:15 yesterday afternoon. Troopers say 58-year-old Maritza Brooks tried to pass the bus on the left as that bus was trying to make a left-hand turn. Brooks hit the bus, flipped her car, and was ejected from it. 2 children were treated on the scene and sent home with their parents. The bus driver was also hurt. Brooks is now charged with passing in a no-passing zone, careless and reckless driving, and failure to wear a seatbelt.
Federal investigators are working today to learn what forced a plane to land on an interstate near Greensboro. This viewer video shows the plane sitting on I-840 at around 8 last night. Police say the pilot reported a mechanical failure just before the emergency landing. A car hit the plane after it touched down. Police radio traffic indicates a person on the plane got off and then was hit by that car. They are expected to be okay. No one else was hurt. Data from flight tracking website FlightAware shows the plane took off from a small airport near Augusta, Georgia.
It's a big night at Carter Finley Stadium. NC State football kicks off its season, and that means you can expect a lot of traffic in that area. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is on Western Boulevard this morning. And Kelsey, game traffic combined with all that construction we've seen there could lead to some backups for drivers tonight, especially the timing of all this.
Jeff, that's exactly what we're expecting. So if you're driving anywhere near Carter Finley Stadium during your evening commute, you should expect to see some heavy traffic. There's going to be a lot of road projects in the area, including here on Western Boulevard. Crews are going to be working to install some pipes here around 7 o'clock tonight, and that's right when kickoff starts. So a major road project that's also can impact that evening commute is on Blue Ridge Road. If you're looking at video now of the construction from last month, NCDOT says the project won't be complete until 2025. All of the road projects that were active last football season are still under construction now. But there's one change you may have noticed last week. All eastbound traffic shifted on the Beltline from Western to Wade and Hillsborough Street. NCDOT says they met with the State Highway Patrol to come up with a plan for what to do with all of these traffic impacts for tonight's game. So we'll be sure to keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
All right, Western Carolina in town for that one. The college football season also beginning for the UNC Tar Heels on the road, taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers in Minneapolis. You can watch that one on Fox 50. Pre-game starts at 7:30. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will make his first stop in North Carolina today as the Democratic vice presidential nominee. Walz will be the headliner at an invitation-only fundraiser in Raleigh this afternoon. He'll be joined by Governor Cooper. According to an invitation obtained by WRAL, the event is being hosted by several major Democratic donors. Afterward, Walz will join Vice President Kamala Harris for their first joint interview of the 2024 campaign. It will air on CNN at 9 p.m.
We're working to learn how a one-year-old boy is doing this morning after he was hit by a truck. This happened in a driveway on Ridgecrest Drive in Franklin County just after 12:30 yesterday afternoon. That child was taken to the hospital.
Happening today, CDC Director Dr. Mandy Cohen will be back in Raleigh ahead of International Overdose Awareness Day. Cohen will visit with the North Carolina Harm Reduction Coalition as volunteers pack life-saving naloxone kits. The kits are designed to save lives in the event of an overdose. Coming up at 8 a.m. on Fox 50. We'll talk live with Dr. Cohen here in our WRAL studio about the importance of overdose awareness.
The death of a man in Sampson County is being investigated as a murder. The sheriff's office identified 39-year-old Charlie Foss from Kinston as the man who died in this car on U.S. Highway 13. It's right near the Sampson-Cumberland County line. They say he was shot while he was driving, and that's what caused the crash. Anyone who may have information in this case is asked to call the Sampson County Sheriff's Office.
The Israeli military is using drones and bulldozers and other heavy equipment to clear out two towns in the occupied West Bank. The Israel Defense Forces launched a large counter-terror operation in the area yesterday. At least 11 Palestinians died in raids and airstrikes. Israel says this is its most expansive operation in this area in years. The Palestinian Authority's foreign ministry is condemning the operation. A DMV office in Rayford is closed. In a letter that was sent yesterday, Hope County leaders say the DMV office on US 401 business will be closed for an undetermined length of time. County leaders say they were not notified of the closure and have no control over NC DMV operations. Anyone with questions is asked to contact the DMV directly.
A man is facing charges after police say he fell asleep while driving a Tesla that had self-driving technology. Wilson's Mills police say Michael Goodman was asleep in a Tesla while driving along Highway 70 Friday. Officers were able to position their cars around his to get it to stop. Police say they found several dozen boxes of vape pens inside containing marijuana, meth, and ecstasy. Goodman is charged with several felonies and 2 misdemeanors.
Your time is 6:08 this morning in the WRAL Live Center as we get you a live look outside in Paris right now at the Arc de Triomphe. As you see, plenty of people there as it's active there for the first official day of the Paralympics. Why don't you join me over here on this other screen so I can show you the schedule for today. So we've already seen para badminton going on. There's still some rounds that are happening, to my understanding. Goal ball, para archery, para swimming, as well as some other ones. But right now in the 6 o'clock hour, it looks like we should be at paracycling. It's taking me a second to get there. There we go. So you see para paracycling track and sitting volleyball, something that's unfolding right now. Just a reminder, you can keep track of all of the athletes as well as the schedule going on. If you go to Olympics.com, you can actually watch the Paralympics happening on Peacock.
Coming up on 10 after 6 here on your Thursday, could downtown Raleigh become a top destination for people all around the country? Business leaders want to make that happen, and coming up, the ideas they've floated to connect downtown with the city's other hotspots.
And tragedy on the football field. Multiple young men have died just this month. We'll hear from one of the parents on what they think needs to be done to prevent this. And meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking another hot day.
Yeah, we're going to see a heat advisory a little later on this afternoon and the potential for some severe storms. But look at this 7-day forecast. We do turn cooler over the weekend. I'll walk you through our chances for showers and storms through the holiday, but then a little treat there next week as we start to cool back into the 70s for highs.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Is this gorgeous or what? Take a look at this beautiful shot of Carolina Beach. I know this is on a lot of people's minds as we head into the holiday weekend. What's the weather going to be like? Here's a piece of good news. At least today, our rip current danger is low, but it doesn't mean it will stay that way through the weekend. So if you're headed to the beach, just make sure you check that before you get in the water. Looking at a pretty dry day on Saturday, actually. Our fronts will be a little farther to the north. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. A little better chance of some scattered storms on Sunday. Again, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. In the mountains, a better chance for storms each day, but there'll be afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Temperatures both days, Saturday and Sunday, will range from the 70s in the highest elevations to upper 80s down in the southern elevations. Coming up, we'll talk about what our chances for rain are here through the holiday. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Really quiet start to your morning commute this morning. Let's start in Wake County. Nothing but green showing up on the map here in terms of the belt line. 87 coming in from Knightdale, just free and clear this morning. Over in Durham and Chapel Hill, the Durham Freeway, I-8, 85 in north and south, delay free at this hour, and I'm sure traffic is going to pick up. And of course, that means we'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
All right, look forward to it, Ken. Business leaders in downtown Raleigh, meantime, have a 5-year plan where they want to make this city a top destination for the rest of the country. They unveiled some of those ideas during the State of Downtown conference yesterday. They say a big part of it is making downtown more accessible from all corners of the city. That could include pedestrian bridges connecting downtown with Dix Park and NC State campuses. Downtown Raleigh Alliance President Bill King says improving safety downtown is also a big part of the goal.
We've been heavily focused on security resources, as you know, with the private security, RPD stepped up. But at the end of the day, we also have to add more things for people to do to create more of that safety in numbers. And then, of course, you have
The State of Downtown Conference was a chance for business leaders to come together and get on the same page. And now they'll take their ideas to city leaders.
A West Virginia middle school football player died after suffering a head injury during practice last week. His family is now on a mission to spread awareness in honor of the 13-year-old boy. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here now with an alarming trend that is only growing. Michelle.
Yeah, Renee, it's the third student football player death this month. Cohen Craddock died on Saturday after a collision sent him to the ground. He hit his head, and that's what caused his brain to start swelling. Cohen's fatal injury happened the same day that a football player from Selma, Alabama, also suffered a brain injury. Caden Tellier was 16 years old. He died on Saturday. And another Alabama teen, Samaj Wilkins, he died August 13th after suffering a medical emergency during football practice. This is him here. Cohen's family is waiting for his autopsy report to be completed. And in the meantime, his father is on a mission to help improve safety in youth football.
I want to take the loss of my boy to maybe try to protect these other guys. I don't want anybody else to experience this.
And he said he would like student football players to wear helmets with the additional soft shell coverings, saying that if his son was wearing that type of helmet, he may still be here today. Across the country, 16 young football players ranging from the youth league to college level died last year. 13 of those confirmed to be related to football activities.
6 people are hurt after severe turbulence forced a United Airlines flight to divert. The flight from Cancun to Chicago landed in Memphis yesterday because of that turbulence. Paramedics met the plane at the gate, and one person was taken to the hospital.
All SpaceX launches are grounded as federal authorities are investigating the botched landing of a booster rocket. The rocket fell over as it landed on an ocean platform after a launch yesterday morning. The Federal Aviation Administration says it must approve corrective action from SpaceX before it can resume its Falcon 9 launches. It's too early to know if this will affect SpaceX's upcoming crew flights, one private and one for NASA.
Some questionable weather has held up some of those space flights recently, but right here, I don't know, if heat were the problem, Elizabeth, they'd all stay on the ground, right, these days?
That's right. Today will be the hottest day of the 7-day forecast. As a matter of fact, it's significantly cooler starting tomorrow. It's still going to be hot and muggy, but just not the intense heat that we're seeing today. Here's why we're seeing it. This high pressure system last week was sitting back here, and it was filtering in some nice, cool, dry air. High pressure systems rotate clockwise, so as that high moves east, now we're on the backside of it, and so the flow's coming right out of the tropics, and it's very hot and humid. We're going to be watching these fronts that are up to the north. Gradually, this front sinks southward. It will stay close enough to us for afternoon thunderstorms starting today all the way through the holiday. But into early next week, that front will slide southward, and that's going to put us right back into some nice, cool temperatures. So we do have an evolving pattern that's going to bring us a lot different weather over the next several days. For one, it's a level 1 risk for severe storms this evening up near the Virginia line. That's really about where we'll see it. Damaging winds, maybe 1 or 2 reports of wind damage would be all we would see out of this. We're going to kick things off right here at lunchtime, and we're going to be seeing lots of sunshine, not really much chance of showers and storms this afternoon or this evening. That's going to allow our temperatures to get really hot. And then that front getting closer to us this evening, 10 or 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, seeing some storms from, say, Durham northward. This is 6 a.m. on Friday, a little bit of cloud cover. Friday, we're showing a lot more coverage than today. Starting around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, this is not good news if you're planning to head out of town. It may be fairly messy for the evening commute on Friday. And then we're going to put that on repeat Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with those afternoon and evening storms. Football Friday could be pretty wet for us tomorrow. 80 degrees at 6 o'clock, 74 at 8. But we're looking at a 40 to 50% chance of showers and storms during Football Friday time. And that continues through the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, Monday, a 40 to 60% chance. Here comes that front. This is Saturday at 4 p.m. and you can see the rain showing up there. Now, it's likely to be afternoon and evening storms. This is not likely to rain all weekend long. So just plan around it. Sunday, afternoon and evening storms. Again, Saturday, 40%, 50% Sunday and Monday. So just those afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Everything's quiet in the tropics. That's good news if you're headed to the beach. We've seen a lot of Saharan dust, which is dry air, which really limits the development of any storms. Some of those waves off the coast of Africa have been pushing northward, and we just haven't seen a lot of thunderstorm development. We do have a 20% chance that we could see some development off the coast of Africa in the next 5 days. But again, things are pretty quiet out there. We go from 98 today to low 90s through the holiday weekend. And then another front comes through. And Ken, I know we've been jumping around during the breaks, looking at that high of 78 for next week. Can't wait.
I know, but the ACs will be running high today, I'm sure.
They will. Be careful.
All right, let's get a check of your morning commute at this hour. Right now, we're looking at everything is free and clear this morning. When you really look at it in the capital city, let's start in Wake County. The Beltline, just nothing but green showing up on the map this morning, which is good news for you if you're getting ready to head out. Let's take a closer look at Hillsborough, Doom, and Chapel Hill. All the major routes, 885 are delay-free this morning. And this traffic alert to tell you about. NC State football traffic, expect delays this afternoon on Trinity Road, Western Boulevard, Wade Avenue, I-40 near Carter Finley Stadium because of the ongoing construction in that area.
Ken, thanks. Millions of people will say goodbye to summer, taking a trip this Labor Day weekend. Ahead at 6:30, when you should hit the roads to make the best time and avoid the worst of the traffic.
And after fighting to be added to the ballot, RFK Jr.'s party is now asking to be removed in North Carolina. Why it may be too late to make those changes. Here, winning NC Education lottery numbers on your screen right now. We're back with what's trending in a moment.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Fans who waited in line for hours for a bobblehead at an LA Dodgers game got another special treat.
This is pretty cool. Ken Smith here. Now, what's trending, Ken?
Jeff and Renee, the lines were incredible. Thousands of fans waited for hours to get a free special edition bobblehead featuring Dodgers slugger Shohei Ohtani and his dog Decoy. Well, before the game, Decoy gave them quite a show by throwing out, or shall we say, running the first pitch to home plate.
He had his own way of doing things. That's
well
fine.
done.
It took Ohtani 3 weeks to teach the dog how to do that, from the mound to sit and wait and then bring him the ball there. Those bobbleheads, by the way, right there, going for thousands online right now. Yeah,
He's a major star.
And so is Decoy.
Yes, absolutely.
Cute.
Well, speaking of stars, the stars of Beetlejuice shined on the red carpet at the movie's premiere at the Venice Film Festival last night. Jenna Ortega, Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, and the rest of the cast got a standing ovation after the showing of that film.
Oh, yeah. 3 generations of the Dietz family in a sequel coming 36 years after the original Beetlejuice. Reviews are decent, and it will debut in the U.S. a week from Friday on September 6th. Rolling out in theaters.
Looking forward to it, I'm sure.
4 minutes standing O. Pretty impressive,
Wow.
yeah.
Today, the Durham Bulls will have special visitors at the DBAP, where we want to show you live. The cast of Theater Raleigh's Bull Durham the Musical will join the team for batting practice this afternoon. It's to promote the musical based on the hit 1980s film Bull Durham that was filmed at the old Durham Bulls Park. This year marks the first time the musical will be performed on a stage in the Triangle. Bull Durham the Musical opens at Duke University's Reynolds Theater on September 10th. It will run through the 22nd.
Cumberland County Fair starts tomorrow at the Crown Complex in Fayetteville. It all starts with a ribbon cutting before the gates open at 5 p.m. tomorrow. More than 20 food trucks will be at the fair. Tickets are $10. Unlimited ride wristbands are $30. For a detailed event schedule, you can go to cumberlandcountyfair.org.
6:26, a plane lands on a North Carolina interstate, stopping cars in their tracks. How a person was injured during the emergency landing.
And the heat pushes into the danger zone today as the kids get off the bus this afternoon. It's going to feel like 104 to 105, maybe even 107 in parts of the viewing area. And then the chance for some severe storms tonight. I'll walk you through your day coming up.
And we're on the scene of breaking news this morning in Durham. A water main break left severe damage to a road and some nearby cars. The timeline for when crews hope to have this big hole in the road patched.